Hi, welcome to the financial reporting of Macquarie Group Limited in 2018. Hi, I'm Mintri Kao, and this financial report is to provide the financial information about the reporting entity that is useful to existing and potential equity investor, lender, and other creator is making their decision about the providing resource to the entity. This report wanna require information to determine whether to invest based on the future profitability, return, or capital growth. Also, this report for the creator that give the information to determine whether to grant credit based on risk and ability of the entity to repay debt. Also, this report can be used for the customer on whether an entity will continue to honor product warranties and support its product lines. Also, with the government authorized, like the ATO, require information to calculate the amount of tax owing and whether the entity comply with tax law. Here are an overview about Macquarie Group Limited. Macquarie Group Limited is listed in Australia and is regulated by the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, the Australian banking regulator, as a non-operating holding company of Macquarie Bank Limited (MBL), an authorized deposit-taking institution (ADI). Macquarie activities are also subject to supervision by various other regulatory agencies around the world. Be founded in 1969, Macquarie now employs over 14,400 people globally, has total assets of $191 billion and total equity of $18 billion as at 31 March 2018. The diversity of Macquarie operations combined with a strong capital position and robust risk management framework has contributed to Macquarie's 49-year record of unbroken profitability. This 2018 profit is $2,557 million. Here is our nature, purpose, and strategy of the company. Through 49 years of opening, the nature of Macquarie Group Limited, as outlined above, including its geographic span and diverse range of business, require a complete undertaking of very significant scale and detail. By way of illustration, Macquarie Group is subject to the finance service law of the 25 countries in which it operates and is regulated by approximately 200 regulatory authorities worldwide. As at 31 March 2017, the risk management group of Macquarie, which gives effect to the risk management framework, employed approximately 688 people, representing approximately 5% of group global headcount, and the cost of regulatory complement to Macquarie has quadrupled since 2011. In the year to 30 September of 2017, that cost was in excess of 300 million for business as usual compliance plus approximately 100 million for specific on-off regulatory projects. The purpose of Macquarie Group is to improve the financial well-being of the customer and the community, even with small amount of business or small amount of customer. Our strategy is assess conduct risk as an express element of its annual strategy and business planning process by which each operating group set out its business plan and strategy, in particular to identify new and emerging conduct risk. Here is our sustainable development goal. The purpose of the sustainable development goal is about the environment underlying each of the goals, from eliminating hunger to reducing inequality to building sustainable community around the world. They recognize that ending poverty must go hand in hand with a strategy that builds economic growth and addresses a range of societal needs, including education, health, social protection, and job opportunity, while talking climate change and environment protection. As we talking about, as we see in the final report, the Macquarie empower its staff to manage their work and time to suit their own personal situation so they can achieve their career and personal goal. Macquarie equipped its people manage to lead a flexible workforce through the ongoing role of the manager capability training that share practical tips and information on how manager and team can have to support the very engagement on their colleges. Macquarie global return to work rate was 98% in financial year up to 2018, and high retention rate continue to be achieved for staff who have taken parental leave. The business risk is always a part of our business. That's why we have the risk management report on the financial report 2018. The primary role of the board is to promote Macquarie long-term health and prosperity. Macquarie robust risk management framework supports the board in its role. The board is ultimately responsible for the framework, including oversight of its operation by management. Firstly, risk management framework consists of system, structure, policy, processes, and our people and culture. Under the framework, staff are responsible for identifying, measuring, evaluating, monitoring, reporting, managing, and where appropriate, accepting material risk. Secondly is the risk management group, RMG, which forms the second line of the defense, is an independent and centralized unit responsible for identifying, assessing and monitoring risk across Macquarie. It designs and oversees implementation of the risk management framework. RMG's oversight of risk is based on the following 5 principles: independent, centralized prudential management, approval of all new business activity, continuous assessment, and frequently monitoring. Thirdly is the internal audit. Internal audit is the third line of the defense, provide independent assurance to senior management of the board on the adequacy and operational effectiveness of Macquarie internal control, risk management, and governance system and processes. Internal audit assess whether risks have been adequately identified, appropriate internal control are in place to manage the risk, and whether those controls are working effectively. Finally is the market and credit risk. Macquarie monitor and measure a range of risks as outlined above in the risk management framework overview. The following graph provide historical and current year information on key market and credit risk, that including trading revenue, value at risk, and loan impairment review. And now is the profitability of our company. Macquarie Group Limited are pleased to announce Macquarie achieved a net profit of 2,557 million for the year and 31 March 2018. That means is up to 17% on the prior year. Macquarie report on net operating income of $10,920 million. That also an increase of 5% on the prior year. Also, the net profit contribution from our capital market facing business, that means commodities and global market, and Macquarie Capital were $1,610 million, Also, this is an increase of $11 on the prior year 2017. Next slide gonna be our change in equity in our Macquarie Group Limited. In 2018, in the finance report, the return on equity is 16.8%, which is increased from 15.2% in 2017. During the current year, total shareholder equity increased from $11.7 million to $13 million. So this was due to increased profit and a developed investment plan. Next slide gonna be our purpose of statement of cash flow. Cash flow from operating activity in total is $4,450 million. That was decreased since last year. 2017 is $5,708 million, which the most we use most in interest and similar income received. Next one is our cash flow used in investing activity. This year gonna be $800 million, which is very decreased from 2017, which is $3,133 million. And the final cash flow gonna be using for financial activity, which is $2,399 million, which we are most using to net cash flow using from financial activity. Here we coming to the purpose of statement of financial position. In this financial report of 2018, there was an increase in net assets from $159,000 million to $167.753 billion. The most significant access is loan assets held as amortized cost is already $81,000 million. And the most significant liability is deposits, that is $59,412 million. So why do the potential investment in a Macquarie Group Limited? First of all is our prior financial report to investment that is always increased from the prior year. Secondly is our security is safe and helping the new investment with the strategy and vision that we already show on the financial report 2018. Finally is our high possibility of payback rate with everyone with us. Thank you for listening for my financial report 2018 of Macquarie Group Limited. I'm Min Trikao and see you.